So there we go, the recording has started. So good morning, everyone from Saturday morning in Australia. So I know Rachel and I will be, well, I'm certainly enjoying a beautiful morning here. It's sunny. I just converted the temperature so I could give you guys an idea. It's 29 degrees here, which is 84 Fahrenheit. And as I pulled the thermometer out of the swimming pool, as I walked past a minute ago, our swimming pool is 32 degrees Celsius, which is 90 Fahrenheit. So our swimming pool is no place to go if you want to cool down. So I thought I'd share that with you this morning. Thank you for those that asked questions in advance. It was fantastic. It meant that I could just make sure I could come back to you with the most concise answer and also research if there was something better that I could answer for you. I'm going to answer those questions first, and then if we've still got time within the hour, I'll open up to the floor. But Judy asked the first question and she said she doesn't post much on Instagram. She only has a few pics of art on her page. Could she start over? The answer to that question is yes, start over. She's got 100 and something followers. Leave those there. What I would do is go and delete the post that she doesn't want on there any longer. So have a look at the page. Decide which of those posts, if any, still fit what she wants to do, and leave those there, and then go and delete the others. And to delete the others, go on that post, and when you're in the post, there'll be 3 dots in the right-hand corner. So select those and push delete. The other thing is, it's a really great time when you're starting out to have a think about the hashtags that you want to use. So when you're thinking about hashtags, think about how you want your art to be found. So if you're in the Insider Studio, you know, you'll be using hashtag Insider Studio. And I would suggest 3 or 5 really good, strong, standard hashtags to start with. And then the last 2 or 3, make your art specific. So if you're doing a class with a specific teacher that has a hashtag for that class, that's the great time to put it there. So what that means is you've got your standard hashtags, and then each time you're only updating the ones which are relevant to the post, so that you're keeping your hashtags nice and relevant and nice and short. Instagram does have a maximum of 30, but it's actually favoring everything shorter. So 2023 seems to be the year of consolidation in so many terms. Hashtags is also one of them. It actually likes 3 to 5 hashtags. And I'm guilty of using, you know, as many as I can. And to be honest, it's something I'm doing now too. I'm looking at what are the best 3 to 5 that I can use for that standard post. So Judy, I hope that answers your question. So yeah, go and tidy up, leave the ones you want there, have a look at your hashtags. Hashtags, if they're fairly standard, you can always just pop into the notes of your phone so that you can just copy and paste them. It saves you typing them out each time. All right, so thanks for that question, Judy. Moving on to Danielle, she asked 2 questions. So the first one was, any tips on how to grow an audience email list from scratch? I love this question. This question is my jam. Right, so it is on you. It is on you to show up, to talk about everything about getting people to go and click on your link and join your email list. So you want to show up and be talking about, I've got a launch coming up, make sure you go and join my email list so you don't miss anything. If you're going to release your launch earlier to your email subscribers, that is a fantastic way to get those people to sign up and say, you know, I usually open my sales to my email list however many hours or a day in advance. Be sure not to miss out. Make sure you go and add your name to my email list. While we're on the subject of email lists, with the spam laws in Australia, and I know California, I think, Alex, correct me if I'm wrong, but I know that California is quite strict. Australia is very strict on spam laws, and it's something that I'm really conscious about. And that is, you can only email people that they have requested you email them. So they've opted into an email list for your newsletter. You can only send them your newsletter. Or let me rephrase that differently. they've opted in to download a guide you might have. So say with me, they've opted in and they've downloaded my goals guide. I cannot automatically send those people my newsletter because they've not opted in to my newsletter. So what I have to do is say, if you're using something to gather names and you're sending them something in return, make sure you say to them to keep up to date with my newsletter, opt in here in their confirmation email. All right. So ConvertKit allows you to do that. It allows you to go and customize the email you send back to people, whether it be, download your free whatever, and there's the link to do it. Make sure you put a little line there. While you're here, remember to opt into my newsletter so you can keep up to date with, whatever it is that you've got going on in your newsletter. If you don't have a newsletter and you are just collecting names, I would say something along the lines of keep up to date, or when I've got news and I'd like to keep you up to date with what I'm going on with, select the words, opt into my email waiting list. Call it a waiting list so they know that they're not expecting a newsletter from you every week. All right. So for example, in mine, I have like my newsletter sign up. I've got my goals page, which I can only send them that. And if they opt in to my newsletter, I can then send them the newsletter. They are also on my wait list. And on my wait list page, I say that, that as part of my wait list, they will also be subscribed to my newsletter to keep up to date with when the wait list opens. I actually tell them that, right? So you've got to be really clear about what they're opting into and making sure that you're only delivering them what they've opted into. Otherwise, it is considered spam. Yeah, okay. So, Danny, that's it's kind of not answered your question completely, but I just wanted to be really clear around spam. So, tips on growing your email list, it is on you. So you have to show up, you've got to talk about it. I would have it at the bottom of every single post. So when you're in your notes and you've got your series of hashtags that you use, I would have a little line above it that you capture on every single post that you post, to keep up to date with my latest launch, or, if whatever it is you're collecting emails for, put that sentence at the bottom. So when you're copying and pasting your hashtags, you're going to pick up that sentence as well, and make sure that it's clear about where they go to do that. And then when they do take that call to action, so whether it be click on the link in my profile and they go up to your profile, when they click on that link, make sure it's abundantly clear how they sign up, right? Because you will lose them if they have to hunt and gather for the information. They won't do it. They'll just go, I can't find it. They'll move on, right? So serve everything up to people on a platter, have a clear call to action, and take to videos and talk about it, is my advice. So where do I find my people? I love this question. This question is my jam. Where do I find my people? You find your people through hashtags is the best way, right? Go networking. So those of you that are scheduling your post, and I'm actually going to touch on that in this question and answer session as well. So those of you that are scheduling your posts, in your planner, you should have allowed yourself an hour of Instagram every day. So now that you've got your post scheduled, you've got an hour that you can go and network with people. And what do I mean by that? Go into the hashtags that you use. And for those of you in the Insider Studio, that's a damn fine place to start. You should be following the hashtag Instagram Studio. Go into that, sort it by recent. So when you go into a hashtag and you're looking at all the posts in that hashtag, they're usually sorted by popular. The next one along is recent, because you want to talk to the people who've recently posted. They're the people that you want to engage with, because it's so much easier. They're doing and posting the classes they've just taken. So you can go follow them, you can like their posts, you can comment on their posts, you can go into their page and see what else they've got there. And I would comment on their last 2 or 3 posts. The chances are they will come back and find you, and they will do the same in return. Bingo. That is the perfect storm, right? Those of us in the Insider Studio are so lucky in that regard. It's easier to find our people. Where you're doing other classes, every class that you do on Instagram has a hashtag. And if you're posting those classes with the artist, go and do exactly the same thing on their hashtags. So go follow the hashtags, sort it by recent, go like and comment and follow those people. That is how you build an engaged audience. You're liking, you're commenting, and you're chatting with each other. So that is the best way to do it. And it actually leads on to, I'm going to jump around a bit because it actually leads on to a question that Chris asked about most of my Instagram followers are fellow artists. How do I attract others? Sorry, my phone is vibrating. I'm just going to move it away. How do I attract others who would be my people or are fellow artists already my people? Such a good question, Chris. They are your people. If I look at every piece of art that I have sold, it has literally gone to somebody else I've met online through art circles, not necessarily inside a studio, or it's come through somebody who follows an artist that I follow, and that artist has then shared my post. So your people will find you. Christy, question.
Hi, yes. Wait, am I on? Am I?
Yep.
Oh, good. I'm on.
Yep.
Good.
Yep.
I wanted to know, you just on the hashtag thing, how do we find our best hashtags? What do we? I mean, because I think in a way that you try different things, but you're not quite sure what's successful. So,
and look,
how do we know that those?
Okay, so it's trial and error, to be honest, and I play around with mine all the time. Avoid the really common ones. So when you go hashtag, say, acrylic artist, you'll see thousands, maybe a million, 1.5 million posts with that. Don't use that one, right? And the reason you're not going to use that one is, one, your post is never going to be seen by everybody else because it's going to be right down unless people sort it by recent. But even then, it's just, find something else. So, even something like abstract acrylic artist or abstract floral acrylic artist. So break it out. Another great way to find people and look for hashtags, and I do this, I'm a stalker, right? You all know I am a public stalker. So I will go onto my mentors' pages, artists that I like, artists that I follow, and see what they're using. What are they using? How are their posts being seen? Who's following them? Go and check out their followers as well. Go and look who's liking and commenting on their posts as well. Become a stalker, right? It's social media. It's the whole purpose of social media. Just go and see what's working for others. And I do that regularly. I go and have a look at those artists, particularly the ones, that are selling courses and, that are doing really well. And the ones that you always follow and you recognize their art when they come through, go and look at what they're doing. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Become a stalker, Christy. So, Chris, I hope that answers your question. I think artists are your people. And I think that's what makes us such a great network, is that we all, and we're consumers, we know the value and the great joy that original art brings to us. And so therefore we are consumers of other people's original art. So to be honest with you, I think that you can't get any more my people than that. But what is so nice about having a nice close network is when you're all sharing each other's, then you kind of get cross-pollination of other people's followers, because they'll see on their stories, oh my gosh, I love that. And then they'll have a look at your page and potentially follow you there as well. So that is the beauty in sharing each other's work. And that's where we're really lucky there. So Danny, I hope that answers your question as well about where do I find my people. It's an ever, thank you, it's an ever evolving stalkage, right? Like just keep looking at hashtags, keep looking at other artists, look and see what other people do. And Danny, you're in a really great situation too, is that, you know, you're following a lot of your mentors in the business space as well. Look at what they're using. I do that too, you know, people from a different industry, you know, podcasters and the like. I look at what they're up to and what they're using, and I learn from them. So there's a great saying that goes around in the coaching circles, and that is borrow other people's audience. That's probably nicer put than stalking. You're literally just borrowing somebody else's audience. So, and I challenge you to do that. It's really interesting. It's a great rabbit hole to go down. Christy, the next question was a great question also. So Facebook art page. So you met someone who does it really well. What are my thoughts on that? I love it. I love a Facebook art page. Look, Facebook is a really interesting beast because at the moment it's going through such a transformation. But what Facebook does better than anybody else is Facebook ads, Facebook pages, and Facebook groups, such as this one, right? The one that we're in for the Organised Artist. There is not another platform that does it as well as Facebook does. I actually think that you'll see Facebook moving into this space more. Particularly, you know, like I look at my daughter's generation. Yes, they've got Facebook pages. You ask them about Facebook and they say to you, it's for old people. So I actually think it's for people that want to actually connect in groups and pages of what they want to follow. So, you know, I guess it's kind of gone more of the days where, you know, you take a photo of your stir fry and put it up and go, you know, look at what I had for dinner. It's kind of moved on from that. And I think Facebook is ever evolving. It also went with a great question that came from Louise around what platform should I look at? You know, there's Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, TikTok, and YouTube. Absolutely. There is all of them, right? You are one person. And my advice to you is find two and do them well, because there is always going to be something new, bright and shiny, and there is always going to be something else. You need to be aware of what else is out there, but my advice is do one or two and do it really well. And whether that's Instagram and then you're cross-posting to a Facebook page, and then you're adding other bits and pieces to your Facebook page as well, that is ideal. Whether it's Instagram and you're, you know, you're cross-posting to Pinterest and you're going to do Pinterest really well. Whatever it is, do it well. But honestly, let me tell you, if you're doing Instagram and you've got more than one account, you're doing Facebook and you've got more than one account and you've got a personal page, you're doing email marketing, and then you're going to add something else, it's a lot. So don't overextend yourself because you're not going to get the benefit out of it. You're better to stick to one or two platforms and do them really, really well. And if you were an artist selling your art, my advice to you would be do Instagram and your newsletter. You know, don't try and be all things to all people. I've got to tell you, I had a go at TikTok a couple of years ago when Emily's like, no, you should get on TikTok. And I wasn't sure about it. However, I see more and more, I think it's evolved. TikTok has evolved from your 13-year-old teenage dancers to a fantastic way of business people showing up as their true selves in 60 seconds. And it is great. I am loving it. So it's like, do I want to go there because it's just something else I've got to commit to when I've already got so many other things going on? So just, there is a lot out there to choose from. Just don't overcommit is my advice to you. But yeah, like a Facebook art page. And if you go and have a look at Amanda Evanston's, she does great things on her Facebook art page. And she's smart too. She just recycles things through the various pages, right? We all know artists that do that. They just recycle their content through various pages. Likewise, if you were on YouTube and you were doing classes or you were doing videos, you could recycle those into a podcast. So think about what you're posting and the content you're creating, and then what other platforms you can share that through. Okay, so Lisa had a question around, she's got 2 different businesses and she is looking at a landing page and she needs sign-ups for both. So I've sort of answered that in a previous question, and actually I jumped on a call with Lisa just earlier because Lisa's situation is really interesting. So she has all about her and the beautiful island that she lives on and the art retreats that she's putting together to go and stay on her island. And friends, just for the record, you need to be across this. So what I've said to her is create a landing page which covers her story. So the whole story around who she is an artist, where she's from and where she lives, and put some really fantastic photographs up there. Have that as her landing page, and then have 2 really clear buttons, because remember, she's got to keep them different for spam laws. So to have 2 really clear buttons, one is about her artwork and staying across and being up to date with her artwork. And the other one is getting on a wait list to find out more about art retreats. All right. Now, she's got to be careful that with the people who sign up for the art retreat, they might not want to know about her artwork. Sad, but true. So she can't send the same newsletter. They are 2 completely different sign-ups. What she can do, though, is in her artwork page, she can talk about the resort where she lives in the home and that she's taking names for when that's released and putting the link there and getting people to sign up through her newsletter. She's just got to be very clear about segmenting and tagging her audiences. But she can do that. The technology is there. And then once they're all up and running, potentially she will have 2 newsletters that, because they will have opted in separately. And there's actually a great opportunity to having 2 audiences because you can cross promote. Yeah. So I think Lisa's got a bit of homework to do, don't you, hun? I look forward to, I can hear, it's lucky she's on mute because I think she's swearing at me about now. Don't come off mute. I don't want to hear that language. But I did jump on with her earlier, and she's quite clear now about what she needs to do and to keep them separately. And if any of you are having those challenges, reach out to me, let me know, let's figure out. So let's think, the best way to plan it out is think about the end in mind and then putting the steps in place to get to what you want in the end. And sometimes it's just not clear also about what the end result is. So if any of you are getting stuck on that, particularly those of you who run more than one venture, reach out to me and let's work through that. Okay, so that was the questions that I got sent through. There was a couple that I actually wanted to answer, and one was banned hashtags. So I put up a post on my Instagram this morning about Valentine's Day is a banned hashtag. And I've had lots of people message me about it, about what happens and no, it's not, and all of this kind of stuff. Actually, friends, it is a banned hashtag. So I have gone through and screenshot the whole list of banned hashtags, and I've posted it in our Facebook group. Why are they banned? They're banned because Instagram deems them as unsafe. And for the record, I wouldn't use them across Facebook either. Instagram deems them as unsafe because they will have been used on reportable posts, and that is posts for all sorts of crimes and things you just don't want to even think about. And so therefore, to keep Instagram a safe place, they have placed those ones on a ban list. And what happens? You get shadow banned, which means your audience doesn't see your posts. So please just be across them. There's some really generic ones there. But when you think about crimes, and particularly crimes against children, you can see why some of those words are on that list. honestly, it's not worth thinking about, but just be mindful that they are there. And then the other thing I wanted to touch on is during the week also, I posted about scheduling posts, and a lot of you reached out to say that you didn't have that option yet. And what I just wanted to talk through was how that is done and making sure you don't have that option. Because I was unsure, because I have it on both of my accounts, and I was unsure whether it's not been rolled out to everybody, or it depends what kind of account you're on. So I wanted to bring that up here so that you guys can have a look. So what I want you to do is, if you've got your phones or where you post to Instagram handy, we're going to discard the post at the end, so don't worry about it too much. Go and you're going to click on post and just find anything, any picture that's there. And you're going to go next, and then you're going to go next, and you're going to come up to the page where you would normally write, if you can see on my screen there, where you would normally write your caption and add your hashtags. So it's the page that says new post, and you've got all of these menu options there, and you'd normally write your post at the top. Can you guys, if you guys are on that page, at the very bottom of that stack of menu options is advanced setting. Put your thumbs up if you've got advanced settings. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Click on advanced settings. At the very top, what is the first one? Schedule this post. Thumbs up. No. Lisa, you're kidding me. Okay, we're going to come back. Right, so that is how you schedule a post. You literally then turn that toggle on, and you select the day and the time you want that to post. And then you come back and you go schedule. So I'm just going to arrow out of that, as can you guys, and just discard. So those like Marissa that don't, I want you to click on, go back to your main profile page that looks like this. Probably not as pink as mine. Click on the hamburger, so the 3 lines in the top right. Go click on settings, which is the top one. Click on account and come to the very bottom of account and select switch account type, or actually, so yeah, select switch account type, and that will tell you what account you've got. Don't take any action, but Marissa, can you just come off mute and tell me what accounts do you have? Have you
I have a professional account.
You've got a professional account. Are you on an
Yeah.
Android or an iPhone?
iPhone.
That is very bizarre. So when you go, the other thing that I want you to do, because honestly, this is life-changing, is go into the App Store to Instagram and see if you've got an app update in your Instagram app.
Yeah, I've been checking every day.
Yeah, so even in the App Store, so on your App Store, there's no,
I
it just
do.
says open. Yeah, okay. It just says,
Yeah. There's no update. I keep checking for it every day.
wow. That is so frustrating. Because
It is.
honestly, it is life-saving. So what I do is I schedule my posts on a Sunday. So take my photos, schedule my posts on a Sunday. You're copy and pasting your hashtags. Honestly, it's done in like an hour.
I'm jealous.
Yeah, I'm sorry, friend. Honestly, I'm so sorry.
If anybody figures out why I don't
did
have
wonder
it, or
whether, yeah. What? So are you in the US?
I can't either.
And you can't either. Have you got a professional account, Drew?
No.
So you need to have a business or a professional account for it
Oh,
to
so
happen.
click on the professional account.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and then you might need to restart your phone or do any latest updates, but you
Okay.
should get it up there. I'm really interested to know if you want to do that while we're still in here. That would be amazing. Okay, I'm going to answer some quick questions, but we're at 7:35. Debbie, do you want to come off mute and ask your question?
Mute.
There you go. Hi.
Hi. Talking about hashtags before,
Yes.
does it, if you find a really good one, does anything happen if you go back and put it on prior posts that you've made?
No.
Okay.
There used to be a thing that Instagram didn't like you editing your posts. So even if you made a spelling mistake, kind of run with it, because as soon as you went back to edit, but Instagram's kind of growing up a bit of late and realizes, people make mistakes. So you can go and find, if you find a really good one that works for you and you want to add some of your other posts, I'd go and add it. Yeah, because hashtags now are a source of discovery. It's a library. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, would go and do that. And you should all be using your name. So, hashtag Debbie Ingram Artist. Always be using your name. So if people want to search your hashtag, all of your art is all in one place there.
Okay, that's good to know. Thank you.
Yeah, you might as well grab your name before anybody else does. There were some other questions. There were 3 hands up before. Vicky, did you have a question?
No, I was just trying to figure out why I also don't have scheduling. So I'm going to restart my phone and see what's going on there as well.
Yeah. Okay. All right. That's
Could I
awesome.
quickly ask how I updated to the professional account, but I forget how to go back now and try. I'm updated, but I forget how to go back and try and schedule.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go. So go back to your profile page. So you're on your main page. Yeah. Okay. Go to post. Is that like you would normally post a post on your page?
Okay.
So just pick anything. Because we'll go back out of it later. So go through next until you get to the page where you would normally write your caption and put your hashtags in.
Okay.
So it should look like this, and then there's a whole menu of options where you put, your location and all of those things underneath.
Right.
Yeah. The very bottom, do you have advanced settings?
Yes.
Okay, click advanced settings.
Yeah.
What's the first thing that comes up?
Like and view counts.
You might need to
restart my phone. I'll restart my phone.
And also do any updates to your phone. Or
Yep.
don't forget, not just your phone, it's the Instagram app as well.
Yep.
And how you know, I'm going to show you this, because how you know whether there's an update to the app, if you go into your app store, where you buy your apps or where you download your apps from, and you go search and you go Instagram, and it brings up, can you see it brings up the Instagram logo and it says open. If there is an update you haven't done or that hasn't come through, it will say update. All right, so make sure if it says open, you know that your app is up to date. Which is interesting. So Marissa and Drew, the fact that you guys are on professional accounts now, and if your apps are up to date and your iOS updates are up to date, the only other thing I can think of is it's about engagement, because otherwise there's no other, like, are you engaged? Do you have a good engagement? What are your analytics like? There should be no reason that Instagram hasn't rolled it out to you. It doesn't seem like it seems to have been a wide rollout. Yeah.
I can say I had 2 accounts. It was available on one, but not on the other. But switching it to professional did make the difference.
Yes.
So that doesn't help you, Marissa. But I wonder if you change back to personal and then back like toggle, does that mess anything up?
No,
No, I do have a personal and I have the professional. So maybe I should try
I
my
was gonna say-
personal, switch that.
And see if it works.
yeah, or
See if
even
it
for
works.
professional, change it back to a personal account. Let it be for a day and then switch it back and see whether that unlocks it for you.
Will
It
I
worked
lose the
instantly for me.
analytics if I do that?
Possibly. Possibly,
I'm
but do you
such a
know what?
data,
Do you know what?
data
If I
geek.
had to choose between analytics and scheduling, I'll be going with scheduling every single time,
yeah, okay.
right? Because
Well,
we're
let
all
me
about
try,
making our life easier and getting things
know.
done in a chunk of time.
right. So
Maybe
I'll,
if you grab your analytics before you switch back to personal, then you've got all the information you need, like take some screenshots of that
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
change it. Because I'm gonna have to do the same thing because
Yeah.
I'm on a professional account too.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, you can take analytics, but to be honest, after
It
today,
might be
it
the,
doesn't. Yeah,
it
Yeah,
it
Alex?
might be the size of the account. I recently opened just for fun a backup account that only has, 100 and something followers. I don't know how many followers you have. And on that one, if I try to post, I only have the like and view. And it's also a public account, so I don't know.
Yeah.
And the other. And the other
And I
one,
guess that's the other thing, mate. So I'm assuming that you've got a public account, Marissa, that it's not a private account. Yeah,
yeah, they're both
Yeah.
public.
yeah.
And then my professional account, I have 449 followers.
And look, on my organized artist, I don't have a huge amount either. Like I've only got, let's have a look.
yeah, but you have almost 1,000.
Yeah, 743. Three
Yeah.
quarters of 1,000.
Oh, I
Almost.
thought, oh, maybe I had it wrong. Maybe it was 690 that I had in mind, but definitely
Yeah.
instead of
Yeah,
960.
so I haven't got a huge following on that account, but it's a very engaged account. Yeah. So I'm not sure.
Oh, interesting. It might be the length of it because I have a third account that has barely any followers because it's about my cats, but it is public. And that one, I just tried it out for the first time, has the scheduling. And so that takes away the account size, because I literally only have 94 followers. And the last time I posted was, I don't know, like a year ago in 2021,
Mm,
but it rolled it out to that account.
mm.
So that's weird then too. So maybe it's a restart the phone thing.
Yeah,
Like,
I have
I did that this morning.
did you like uninstall the app? Like that's what I sometimes hear, like
Yeah.
uninstalling the app
Oh,
or
that's a good idea.
reinstalling.
Yeah.
And
I'm like
maybe,
a dog with
your
a bone.
analytics go back for like how much? 6 months? And like if it's just about that.
Yeah. I was gonna say, so
Hmm.
your analytics, Marissa, when you're looking at your analytics, are you looking at male, female, age, location? Is that sort
Followers
of-
versus non-followers.
yeah, and also the posts that are doing well. Like
Mhm.
you're looking at all of that. I
Yeah.
would take Vicky's advice there too. I would screenshot it so at least you've got that for as a reference. If you were going to go and make it yeah, it's hard. Like it's hard because I'm such a data person. I use that a lot. But I still would rather have scheduling than not any day of the week. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll try some of the ideas and
Yeah. Will you
see
keep us
what
posted?
works.
Keep us posted and let us know how you go. But I know that there was a bit of a discussion about that, so I wanted to touch on that this morning. Christy, you've
Thank
got your
you.
hand up. Got it? I feel like she's frozen. Oh no, there she is. Christy, you're still on mute. No. Can you unmute? Go to your microphone. I'm just trying to say I can't unmute you from here.
Sorry.
There you go. There you
Sorry
go.
about that. It was funny. It's my art account or my business account. And it wasn't showing, you know, that page you were saying to pull up and it gave you the choice between, I think, business and personal. So I switched over to business, which I had set up. I didn't realize I had gone through and set up the whole thing. But now I can't, what were you telling us to look for on that page? But I just don't see it.
We're for scheduling.
Yeah. What was the,
So to look for on the account page, or to look for when you go to schedule a
Yes.
post? The account page? Okay.
yeah,
All right. So when you go to settings and then you go into account and you go down the bottom and it says switch account type. If you push that, so I get two options here. One, it says to a personal account. One, it says to
Yeah.
a business account. And the reason it says those options for me is because I've changed the third option, which is a professional account.
because it doesn't give me anymore. It did before, and now you can't see it probably. But
No, I
it
can't.
doesn't give me those options of the between the business and the personal. And I had before I had it.
What does it
So
have now?
Now I've got just at the very bottom, I've got Meta Account Center. And then at the bottom, it says add account or log out. So it's not giving me an option to go back.
Are you
to
in your
whatever that-
Instagram app, or have you gone into your Instagram app through your Meta Center?
I think I'm in my Instagram app. Yeah, I am.
That's weird.
Isn't that weird? Because it's not, it doesn't have at the bottom of that, you know, the settings where it says settings, schedule content. At the bottom, it doesn't have that option anymore because I hit it and I thought, oh, I'll just go back, but it's not allowing me to go back.
So
to
at
get
the
to
bottom under account, what are your, at the bottom under account, does it look like that?
No, it doesn't show it doesn't show account anymore. At the very bottom, it says COVID-19 Information Center and Discover People. So I don't know how to get back to where that was.
Okay,
had it.
you haven't got, so you're on this screen. So you need to go up and about 3 or 4 from the bottom, push account.
Account, it's not there.
Okay, go back or go all the way back out.
Uh-huh.
Go all the way back out. So you're in your profile page that looks like this.
Okay,
Yeah. Press on the
Yeah.
three lines, the hamburger.
right,
Yeah. Go to settings.
all
Top,
right.
and then come almost to the bottom of that list above where it says Meta Account Center.
Oh, to account.
Account.
Okay, I see.
Yep.
Yeah,
Go to account. Now
Got
go
it.
to the
Oh.
now to the bottom of that. What does it say?
uh-huh. Says, okay, I got it. You got me there.
Yeah, got
You
it.
got me there. Thank you.
Okay. All
I
right.
was like, oh no.
Yeah, no, you're there. So now when you go to post, you should see that you have that schedule post. Did you have it
Right.
before?
I think I did. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you had your thumb up. Okay, cool.
I did.
All right, fantastic. Good job. Angela, you had a question.
Yes, hello everybody. I'm starting from scratch and I wondered if I start a new account with Instagram, would I have to use a different email than my personal account?
Yeah, you
Yes.
will. It's a complete pain.
Okay,
Unless you go and delete the one that's on your other account. Yeah, it's really annoying. I've had to set up email accounts just to get, a new Instagram page. Yeah,
okay.
it is annoying. It's something I wish Instagram would sort out. But yes, every Instagram account needs a unique email address.
Okay, that sounds like small potatoes compared to some of the other things that we have to deal with.
It's just frustrating, but they do these things for a reason, and usually it's around security as well. So I shouldn't be quick to judge.
I have the same question regarding Facebook.
Yeah. Yeah, well, it's interesting. So Facebook operates slightly different. So you can have your master personal account on Facebook, and then you can add groups and pages. So if you wanted to have an art page, you can just go into your
Okay, Ali, I have done that with another venture, so I do know about pages,
Right.
but I was just thinking about being a separate entity, like a new everything. Is that possible?
yeah, a
being
new everything, and a new everything needs a new everything.
Okay, so you can be the same person, just a different
Yeah.
email and name of the page, name of the account. How does that?
You could change it. Like, might be okay, because there's a lot of, you know, like I'm not the only Alison Lake.
Ooh.
Oh, there's a bit of background noise there. Yeah, so you know, I'm not the only Alison Lake in the world. So there'll be a number of Alison Lake accounts.
Okay.
Yeah, so no, I think you'll be right there.
So
It
if
will
I,
tell you if it needs you to change it. It will tell you.
okay, I noticed that Amanda has her name and then artist, or you do actually have
Yeah.
your name as opposed to just your name.
Yeah.
So that would be okay if I put a different
Yeah.
email.
And to be honest, it's more so I don't get confused, really.
I cannot imagine you being confused.
You'd be surprised. But
thank
sometimes if you've got you know, a fairly similar profile picture across a couple of pages and you're
Yeah.
looking down your list, you kind of, and if you don't differentiate the name, you're like, oh, what account is that? So
Okay.
yeah.
Well, thank you so much.
All right. Have fun. Does anybody have any other questions? Feel free to ask them. I've answered all the questions that have come through. Thank you for submitting your questions.
Sorry, I have a question. It's Helen.
Oh, Helen.
And
Hi.
I know it's a no-brainer one, but I just want reassurance really.
Yeah.
To grow your email or your following, let's put it that way. I've noticed that most people have public Instagram accounts, and that's really the best way to do it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm still-
It is. Especially as an artist. And I guess the thing is you need to think about why you're having an Instagram account. It's to show your art to the world. So if you make it a private page,
Okay.
but I feel awkward if I go to an artist page and it's private. I'm like, I don't know this person. Are they going to, what else is on their page that they've made it private? You know, it just feels a bit awkward. So yeah,
it's quite interesting because when I first set it up, I mean, my daughters both said, no, Ma, you must make it private. And that's what I did. And I keep getting requests from these weirdo men.
Yeah, delete. Yeah.
But if it's public, I assume they're just going to follow.
They are, and that's where this is where you're in a really great spot here, is
Yep.
that when you make your page public, you go every day, go and have a look at the people who followed you.
Yep.
And go, who are they? And give them a bit of a barometer test, right?
Yep.
Are they likely to engage with my account? Is a really big one. If they're not, unfollow them, and I'll tell you how to do that in a minute. You know,
Okay.
are they dressed up as a surgeon and making out that they're, you know, going to be my sugar daddy and send me $5,000 a week? Well, you know, great, I'll take it. But, you know, they're never going to engage with my art. Nah, get rid of them too. You know, like I look at them and go, what is their purpose for following my page? Are they ever going to engage with me? Are they ever going to buy my art? Why are they following me? And I do that with every single person that follows both of my accounts. If I'm unsure, because remember, if they're just sitting there, they kind of are affecting your engagement numbers as well, as in they're not engaging with your account. So I would go into them and go, so click on their name, it opens up to their profile. And then in the top, you get the 3 dots, tap on the 3 dots and just go unfollow. All right. And what you've done is you've unfollowed them from your account. They'll never know, because let's face it, they've gone and done that to 300 other accounts as well. If you have a look at those people, normally they've only got a spattering of posts, maybe 9. 12 if you're really lucky. They are following a lot of people, like an awful lot of people, and they've only got a few followers is usually the one. Or people will just follow them back and not check out who they are. But yeah, they're never going to engage with you. Just unfollow them.
Okay, that's great. Thank you.
An interesting conversation I had during the week, and I've thought about this, and I'm actually going to play with it this week. So, you post a post, and particularly if you put a location or a hashtag that has a location, and then you get those messages that says post pic or DM pic to whatever, like Australia Magazine or whatever, we all get them on our posts, right? And it's basically they have found you because you've used either a location hashtag, you've added a location to your page, and so they are, they're spamming you essentially, but they're also commenting on your post, which is engagement, right?
Yeah.
So I've kind of like, they're not following me. If you tick on them, they're not following you, but they've engaged with your post, which is a tick in the engagement box. So I'm like, do I just leave them there? Do I just reply to them and say thanks?
That's what I do.
Yeah.
Always.
I'm almost like,
I usually put a smiley face or a thumbs up or down or whatever, or a laughing smiley face. And then the next day when I post my next reel, I go to the day before and I like the post that they left to my other account. So I always get at least 4 or 5 engagements from spam accounts, but I don't care. It's engagement.
No, it's engagement. That's right. Whereas
it's usually the first one you get on a new post, or I get on a new post, because I usually location tag San Francisco or LA, sometimes San Diego, whatever, something in California. And it's usually those, post to California, blah, blah, blah.
And that's right. And they're following those.
I do not discriminate my engagement.
Yeah. I have been, like I have been, but this week I may just leave them there and just see what happens. It's not been affecting my engagement, and to be honest, it kind of, like I'm such a filer, right? If it's not there, get it out. So it's all nice and
it's
tidy.
Just something I learned in a class. I paid $7 for the class for 1 month, and then I did enough of the class to get another month for free. And that's just what those Instagram people suggested. So I've been doing it.
And it is engagement. Like, there's no two ways about it. And they're not following you, but, bet your bottom dollar. The problem is like there is a gazillion of them, and they always are posting DM this to Australia. But maybe if they go in and they see somebody else has, I just don't want a random like 6 or 7 of them on one post. So I am going to just see what happens with them. Yeah. All right. We have 3 minutes left. Does anybody have another burning question? Danny. Oh. Are you just making fun faces at me because I'm keeping to time? Are you laughing at me because I'm keeping to time?
She wants to go to bed, Ali.
Yeah, probably. Oh no, she's turned the lights off. There she goes. Does anybody have any other questions? Oh, she's come off mute now. She's going to give me a hard time.
I've come off mute. I figured it out. Thank you so much. I'm really enjoyed this session.
That's good, Danny. Thank you.
Yeah.
And
maybe
I
we can
really
have some more Q&As.
I know. I think so too. I actually think more Q&As. And what I'm thinking is I'll have a think about how we're going to do that in. But I think now that we're all engaging more and we're trying new things, me included, it's a great way to share our knowledge and learn from each other. So I'll definitely be adding some more Q&As in. Next week, we've got our first hot seat interview, and I'm really excited about this. Somebody who's added planning into her life and has made such great inroads with it, and it's had a really big impact. So I'm really excited to share that with you next week. And then, as more of you do your launches and you learn new things, I would love you to come on and, share. I'd love you guys to sit and, be an interviewee on Hot Seat. And as I'm saying this, actually, I've just realized that there is a question that came through from Vicky and I did not answer it. And Vicky asked me, how do you learn all of this stuff? As in, how do you learn about putting together a membership and course creation and all of this stuff? You just have to give it a try. Like, you just have to give it a try. I've got to tell you, I have spent a lot of money on courses. Oh, there's my alarm. Look at that. I've spent a lot of money on courses over the time, and I probably learned the most from ConvertKit, giving it a go. And literally, if it's a group that you're setting up that you want a subscription, ConvertKit will get you there on their free account. So you can do your subscriptions, you can set up your Facebook group. Vicky, I know that she's not on the call today, and she wanted to ask me, you know, how did I manage to get all of this sorted? When you watch this, Vicky, if you've got any further questions, just reach out to me directly, or any of you, you know, if any of you are thinking about putting together a class that you could sell online, even as a one-off. You know, you might have a watercolor class that you want to sell as an instant download. ConvertKit will get you there. It's such a great idea to make an income from those classes that you've got, that you might have been putting on YouTube or you might have been putting somewhere else. ConvertKit, the free version, will get you there with a subscription and an instant download, or even a membership with a reoccurring subscription. So keep that in mind too as you're working through your artwork.
Do you
Yes.
mind if I share a free resource regarding how to set up memberships? Only because I saw it this morning and then I shared it to my stories already. The account of Robin Marie, I don't know, probably some of you
Yes.
follow her already. She has an audio summit going on for free this week.
Yeah.
With a couple of really awesome people like Jean Oliver, Adele Cyperstein, who
Yes.
has an art membership that I've been part of for 3 years already. And if you sign up for that one for free, you can listen to all the audio, but then each of the guest speakers has their own little either freebies or discounts. And Adele, for example, has 1 month for free in her membership. And I'm telling you, if you have a month to spend and then sign up and, you know, I guess unsigned, it's amazing. And I don't know, the other ones are all something because I'm in the organized artist group and I'm organizing my already classes I own. So I'm not going to sign up for more to pay. But the free content, I texted it to 3 of my friends today. I'm like, you know, you need to. But the classes are more geared toward how do I set up a membership, a class? How do I gather people? I think that's what it's called, the Gather and Thrive Summit or something.
Yeah, I saw that too. Actually,
Robin Marie.
Yeah. And actually, Alex, would you like to put that link in this? You're more than welcome to pop it into the Organized Artist. I'm really happy for you to do that. I actually also shared that same link with a few people during the week. Just, you know, I like supporting other artists as well. So to be honest, the more the merrier, and you just never know what you'll pick up and learn along the way. So if you could post
I just in my stories, I didn't even put the link. I just say go to Robin Marie's account.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't have the link per
Okay.
se, but I think it's a free thing that she's just gonna leave in her link tree or something for the next couple of days. Because some of the freebies relate to dates into February. So I don't think it's something that's just today and then it's gone.
And Robin Marie, she used to have the Tech Savvy Artist and the Tech
the Maker Tech University. I did that for a couple of months. It's really good content for anything techie.
So she's now closed that down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
that I don't know, but it's something, again, I had to like drop some memberships to add others.
Yeah. Yeah,
and
that's
so
right.
as I
and that's
learn
it. And that's the other thing is you can't do it all of the time. And that's the same, you know, what I was saying essentially earlier about social media platforms. You're better to pick 1 or 2 and do them really, really well than to do 5 or 6 and be crap at them all. You know, like just do something and do it really well. Yeah. All right, it's 4 minutes past. We have been going for 1 hour exactly in our Q&A today. Thank you all for coming along. It's been great. I am going to stop the recording now.